Have you ever been in one of those meetings, you know the one, where someone confidently says everything's a priority?
Oh, absolutely.
And you know right then that it actually means nothing is really the priority.
That's exactly. It's a recipe for confusion.
Yeah, it's that really frustrating feeling of wasted effort, teams pulling in all sorts of directions, no clear alignment. I mean, I've definitely seen 5-page priority lists that just weren't.
Mm-hmm. And this whole issue of misalignment, it's not just, a small headache. It's actually a massive resource drain for companies, big or small.
A resource drain.
Definitely. It just sucks up time, money, focus.
Yep.
And it really kills any chance of making real strategic progress. It's like a silent initiative killer.
Okay, so let's really dive into that challenge then. For this deep dive, we want to look at a specific solution that aims to fix this head on. It's called Stratalign.io. We're going to break down how it tries to, focus resources on the right things at the right time. Hopefully you'll see how a structured approach like this works for strategic prioritization and alignment. Maybe spark some ideas for your own work, too.
Sounds good.
So when you first jump into Stratalign.io, you land on this central dashboard. It gives you that quick overview, right? Total initiatives, average scores.
Standard dashboard stuff, yeah.
But there's this one metric that kind of jumps out top right. It's called the strategic alignment score. And the goal, they say, is to keep it above 80%.
Yeah, and that score, it's interesting. It's not just about measuring if teams are on the same page. It kind of forces leadership to look in the mirror.
How so?
Well, imagine a big company, maybe 10 departments, getting them all perfectly aligned with the main corporate strategy. That's huge.
Right.
So a low score doesn't just mean teams are scattered. It could actually signal that the exec team itself isn't totally clear or unified on the strategy.
Okay. So it reflects clarity at the top, too.
Exactly. It makes something usually abstract, like alignment, into a hard number. A real reflection of the organization's strategic health, you could say.
Okay, so how does it get that precise? We need to look underneath at the framework. It's built on the balanced scorecard method. Now, a lot of listeners probably know this one.
It's a well-established approach.
So how does using that method in a tool like this actually elevate it, make it better than just, a fancy to-do list? Or are there challenges, maybe?
Well, the balanced scorecard gives it structure. It relies on those 4 fundamental pillars: financial performance, customer relationships, operational excellence, and learning and growth.
Right, the classic 4.
But the key thing here is the executive team doesn't just nod to these pillars. They actually assign weights to them, usually annually.
They weight them. Okay, that forces some tough calls, I bet.
It does. It makes the abstract concrete, what really matters most right now. And while annual is common, you can adjust them quarterly, even semi-monthly sometimes.
So it allows for agility, too.
Exactly. As things change, the strategy can adapt.
Okay, so the pillars get weighted, probably after some serious debate.
You'd imagine so, yeah.
How does the system then turn that high-level stuff into, actual actions without getting lost in red tape?
That's where the strategic objectives come in. You define these for specific periods, maybe quarterly, maybe annually.
Okay.
And they link directly back to those weighted pillars. Then you define initiatives.
The actual projects or programs.
Right. And the absolute goal is that every single initiative aligns clearly with a strategic objective. It creates that clear line of sight, from daily tasks right up to the big picture strategy.
Makes sense.
And the sources give some good examples like digital transformation or improving customer experience, maybe market expansion, or an employee development program.
Gotcha. Each tied back to an objective and a pillar.
Precisely, showing exactly how it contributes.
Okay, that leads nicely into another feature, this Strategic Priority Score, or SPS. It scores individual initiatives, right, to help you see what's really important.
Yeah.
And the guidance seems to be anything over 70 is generally considered pretty significant strategically.
Yeah, and this SPS is where the tool gets really powerful with its breakdowns.
Breakdown.
You don't just see the overall score. You can actually see the individual scores from different execs, like the CFO, the COO.
Oh, interesting. So you could see if they're aligned or not.
Exactly. Reveals potential disagreements right there. But even more critical, it breaks down the score by pillar for each initiative.
Oh, okay. Give me an example.
So take that employee development program example. It scored really high, like 90 for the learning pillar. Makes sense.
Sure.
But maybe only 50 for financial impact, 62 for customer, 58 for operational.
Right.
Now, that's not just data. It's a filter for decision-making. It forces you to ask, Is this initiative really supporting all our strategic priorities? Or are we maybe over-investing in one area?
It highlights potential blind spots.
Totally. Things that just saying something is important would never reveal. Helps you reprioritize effectively.
Okay, this feels like where strategy meets action. The tool has something called a Phase 1 Strategy Deployment Matrix. How does that work? It's laid out with objectives as rows and metrics as columns.
That's the one. Yeah,
Yeah.
strategic objectives down the left, key dashboard metrics across the top.
And what happens in that matrix?
It becomes this collaborative space for the leadership team. It's where they really hash out and identify which metrics are most critical for hitting each objective.
Okay.
And inside each cell, where a metric intersects an objective, they assign these relationship weights. It's a scale from 1 to 9.
Representing the strength of the link.
Exactly. How strongly does, say, developing employee skills impact revenue per employee? Getting those weights right isn't just clicking boxes. It requires real discussion, maybe even some debate among the execs.
To get everyone on the same page about how things connect.
Precisely. It takes that fuzzy picture of strategic intent and brings it into sharp, measurable focus.
So it's not just about setting the strategy up front. It sounds like there are tools to track progress, too. Keep things aligned over time.
Oh yeah, definitely. There's a strategy timeline feature.
Okay. What does that show?
It lets you monitor how you're doing against targets, period by period. So you might see top-line revenue for Q1 hit 35%, Q2 is at 60%, and you're aiming for 100% by Q4.
Right. Tracking progress.
And it's all organized by those strategic pillars again, showing how specific objectives like project delivery or core product development are moving along.
And what about prioritizing ongoing work?
There's also a priority matrix. This one's really useful. It basically plots initiatives on a grid showing their strategic impact versus how much effort they take to implement.
Ah, the classic impact effort matrix. Helps with resource allocation.
Exactly. Helps you decide what to tackle now, what maybe waits, what needs more resources.
Now, one thing the sources mention is user-friendliness. Apparently, you can get a tour, set up a dashboard in like 10 minutes, though obviously the real work is the team collaboration bit.
Right, the tool setup is quick.
But is there a risk, maybe, that making it too simple might gloss over important complexities? Or does that ease of use actually make real alignment more possible?
That's a fair question. I think the ease of adoption is actually key. It makes this kind of deep alignment feel less daunting, more accessible.
Okay.
The complexity of the thinking doesn't go away, but the tool gives you a clear structure, a guided path to manage it. It streamlines the process of capturing and tracking the strategic thinking, rather than oversimplifying the thinking itself.
That makes sense. It lowers the barrier to entry for doing it properly.
Exactly. And for anyone who's curious, they offer a free 10-day trial, no credit card needed, which is nice.
Good to know.
And they seem open to feedback, too. They list their email support at stratalign.io. That suggests they're iterating and improving.
Right. Always a good sign.
So look, when you boil it all down, the big win with a system like stratalign.io is getting away from that everything's a priority paralysis.
Yeah, breaking that cycle.
It forces that crystal clear focus. Make sure resources go where they'll have the most impact. And it ensures that everyone, from the top floor down to individual teams, is pulling in the same direction, toward the same goals.
Making sure all the effort actually counts.
Exactly. Making sure every drop of effort pushes the right needle forward.
So as you're listening to this, maybe think about your own situation, your team, your company, maybe even just your personal goals. Imagine what could happen if everyone truly understood and was focused on the absolute most important strategic priorities. What could you achieve? And maybe what's one step you could take, even without a fancy tool, just to foster a bit more of that clear, unified alignment where you are? How could that change things?